This is Anthony Stewart. This is a training video, and this is the basic presentation that we do when we go into a new recruit's warm market. We can't walk in the door and just say, hey, I just want to talk to you about life insurance. We got to talk to them about, let's talk about building your financial house and doing it in the right order. So the first thing we'll do is we take out a sheet of paper and we'll ask the client to write down these 5 things. And then we'll ask them to write in the order in which they think they should be done. We give them about 30 seconds to a minute or so to do that. And I've been telling you for a long time, as long as I've been in business, I could count on one hand how many times a person selected the right order to build a financial house. So the first thing a person needs to do, what's the first thing that goes down when you're building a house? It's the foundation. Correct? So that means the foundation has to go down first. That is really the most important part of that house is the foundation. So nothing else can be built until that foundation is laid. And sound financial planning, it all begins with the life insurance, because that has everything to do with your age and your health. And preferably permanent life insurance. Now, why do I say that? It's because if I get a term program and it's good for 20 years, now I have to do it again. Now the foundation is rocky again. But if it's permanent, in other words, that thing has to be there when the tornado comes, stock market crash, that foundation has to be there. So the life insurance is number 1. All right? And then the emergency fund is number 2. Now, why is that number 2? Because if I have an emergency, I don't want to go into my retirement. That's number 3. Because if I touch my retirement before I'm 59 and a half, I'm going to be subject to a 10% penalty. And I don't know about you, I like more money in my pocket instead of the government's pocket. And then we got to think about the what ifs. What if I get sick? What if I have a heart attack? What if I have a stroke? Nobody's going to fund my program for me. So we got to be concerned about short and long-term illnesses. And then we can think about risk-free investments. But we cannot forget about the taxes and the 2 battles, the taxes and inflation. This is really the proper way to build your financial house, and in the right order. The other thing is this: the experts say the average person needs at least 10 times their income if they have a spouse, a mortgage, and children. So the question we would ask our client is, based on that, how much coverage would you need? And let's just say, for example, they say, I need $750,000. The agent should also at that point ask, okay, well, how much do you have now? And let's just say, for example, they say $250,000. So right then and there, we know that they are $500,000 short. My next question would be, is what kind of coverage is it? Is it temporary or is it permanent? If they say it's temporary, meaning that it's term, your next question should be, how long do you want your coverage to last? And I tell you, 9 times out of 10, they're going to choose, I want it to last forever. Well, we know that that term program is not going to last forever. So that means they want a permanent program. At this point, we go straight to your laptop. You pull up the term versus the perm slide, just that one slide. And you show them how temporary term coverage works. You show them how permanent coverage works. And you let them tell you which one that they want that's best for them and their family. From that point, we're going to get to the laptop, we're going to pull up the age, and we're going to try to fill in that, in this case, $500,000 gap. And the other thing we should ask our clients is, how much money do you throw away on a weekly basis? And as long as I've been doing this business, the average person throws away between $100 and $125 per week. Yes, I say per week, regardless of their income. Whether or not they make $300,000 a year or $30,000 a year, they are throwing away at least $100 to $125 per week. That's where the money would come from to fund their permanent plan that they need so desperately. So basic, ladies and gentlemen, this is the basic way to do it in the house. Don't forget to get referrals. Always have at least 2 or 3 applications with you, a separate calculator, and you go in here and show these people how to build their financial house. Thank you very much for your time and attention.